All right. Good Friday afternoon, Forgiveness Friday. I apologize for some reason my Periscope is not working. The camera's not flipping for me. So, for those of you that know me, know that I don't like technology issues. So, I'm going to try this again on Periscope later. But I wanted to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the subject friends. How many of us have them? So many of us spend our entire lives really engulfed in friendships. If you think back to the playground as a child, friends were made and broken. Friendships are made and broken in the matter of minutes, based on what was said, how somebody looked at you, if somebody threw dirt on you, if somebody cut you in line. But as we've gotten older, we obviously deal with friendships on a different level. In many cases, friendships can lead to quite a few serious disappointments in life, a lot of challenges, issues in relationships beyond that friendship, not to mention career challenges. People can derail your career path based on who you are friends with. So, this whole topic came to me yesterday because a really good friend of mine, Miss Rhonda, had posted a series of posts talking about surround yourself with good people, and it just, that's been something that I share with people as I speak, especially with young people, the fact that you are an average of the 5 to 6 people you spend your time with. And so I reached out to her just to make sure my girl Rhonda was straight, make sure she hadn't been betrayed by a friend. And her comment back to me was simply that she had had some issues in her past, and she had learned from those mistakes, and she was using these posts as a reminder to herself of that experience that she had and the heartbreak that she had, and now also knowing what true friendship is really all about. So I told her, thank you so much for giving me a topic for today. So Rhonda, I hope you watch this video as well. But Rhonda had it nailed to a science, and based on my own experiences, I can assure you that a lot of times friendships can put you in a bad space. Friendships can be very challenging. We all know that our friends are supposed to challenge us, but when they rip our emotions, they rip our hearts apart, that is not a true friendship. And especially talk about relationships and friendship in that relationship. I call my wife to this day my very best friend. We've been together going on 13 years, which is absolutely amazing. We've been married for 10, it'll be 11 years in just a few short months. And I still consider her to this day my very best friend. And you all know in friendships, especially with your best friend, you're going to have some ups and downs. My best friend, Everett Jolly, down in Nashville, he and I have had ups and downs over the years, but I truly consider him as a best friend of mine. Literally, for over 40 years. Me and this dude have known each other since we were like 2 months old, thanks to our parents' friendship. But when I think about my wife and what that means to me is her being my best friend, that means that we don't have any secrets between us. I don't have a password on my phone that she doesn't have access to. There's no bank account that she doesn't know about. I am very, very aware of the trust issues that exist in relationships. And so I make sure to knock all those walls down because I don't want my wife ever having a moment where she just felt like she could not trust me, that she was being betrayed by me. And in that moment, as we all know, we kind of flip to that. We can see something, hear something, feel something, and all of a sudden it becomes reality. I make sure to address that right away because the last thing I want is to have the one person that I feel that I can trust with any and everything I've got going on. I really don't want her upset with me over some nonsense. So what I do is I focus on continuing to build that relationship, build that friendship to make sure that she and I are connected on a much deeper level. Now, when it comes to other friendships, as I mentioned, my boy Everett, I've got a very good friend Sam, who actually helps me with my speaking engagements now. I can count on one hand truly those that I consider to be my absolute best friends, and I used to joke about it back in the day before I turned my life around, if you know what I mean. That there's a few guys that if you put them on the stand, I'm going down. Period, bar none. I'm going down because those brothers together know too much about me and the dirt and the things that I did in my past, that if anybody ever called them to a witness stand, I'd be in big trouble. But as I look now in my mid 40s about the friendships that I have, I want to be a professional speaker. I want to be the best entrepreneur there is. And so I now have a circle of friends that are doing the very things that I want to do. I know that I've got some challenges in relationships from time to time. So, and especially as I help others, so I surround myself with people that also have a very strong marriage and a strong commitment to each other. I don't go out with the guys who are really just trying to get away from their wives. I go out with the guys who want to talk about how can I get more connected with my wife. And so I want to challenge you today to do as my friend Rhonda. Look at your circle of friends. If your circle of friends are pulling you down by reinforcing some of the negative things in your life and reminding you of the past, or for that matter, encouraging you to do some things that you know God doesn't really want you doing, they're not leading you by example, they're not pouring into you, they're more so withdrawing from you. You know, your bank account is on E, and at some point you're going to have what I would call some NSFs because of the friends that you have in your life. So I challenge you to expand your circle, and it's okay to let some friends go or to keep them at a distance. Because again, your goal in life is to walk each and every day as an example to others and to live out what Christ has in store for you. And often our friends can keep us from meeting that goal that God has for us. So it's okay to walk away. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to sound real stupid. Yes, I think Trump had it right about building walls. But here's where the Pope really overshadowed that. And I've had some discussions on Facebook about that statement the Pope made yesterday about building bridges instead of walls. Here's the thing. You've got to build a bridge. You've got to build bridges to make much stronger and more productive relationships. You've got to make sure that you look for the right relationships to build bridges to. However, if there are some people in your life that are bringing you down, that are not meaning well for you, you might need to build a wall. And that wall does not have to be 10 feet high. You can make it 5 feet high so you can at least look over the wall and see them from time to time. But the fact is, you need to keep them at a distance so that way they are not going to interrupt or disrupt or derail you in your path in life. So now, I'm going on record as agreeing with Trump, but I disagree with why he's suggesting that we build walls, because I think in the end, there's deeper issues there. And this is the same with you and your friendships. The reason that people are trying to come to this country illegally is because there are things that are in their country that they are trying to escape from. Many of the friends that we have that we need to put a wall up against to protect ourselves, they're trying to escape from something. Maybe there's some pain in their past. Maybe there are broken relationships in their past, and all they know is hurt and pain. So that's all they give. So when the opportunity presents itself, you look them in the eye, you help them get past some of that pain, you address it with them head on. My wife and I had a conversation last night. Just, when you have an issue, you just address it, deal with it, move on, say I'm sorry, and really mean it, and not allow it to fester. But again, if you got too many friends that are bringing you down, that are creating negative influences for you and your family, if you got a friend who your husband or your wife feels like that's probably not a good person for you to be spending time with, then you need to evaluate, where are you investing in terms of your friendships? Are they really and truly building your account? Are they taking away from it? And are you about to be charged NSF fees? So that being said, I pray that each and every single one of you have an amazing weekend. They're talking about 60s here in Chicago. I am shocked and I don't believe it, which means that next week everybody here will be sick because it'll be again 40. I think we got 2 inches of snow just this week. So be safe out there. Have an amazing week. Be blessed and know that I love you and God loves you too. Thanks.